bump day. Today I am 37 weeks pregnant, which means I'm officially full term. Oh my gosh, I didn't think I was gonna make it. I didn't think I'd be here, but here I am. I'm 37 weeks pregnant today, and I have so much to tell you guys. So let's just get into the bump date. Again, guys, I'm just so shocked that I made it to 37 weeks. I know a lot of people are like, oh, that's not full term, blah, 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 blah. But you know what? It is to me. And to me, 37 weeks means like some sort of safety net. Like if I have him, he is most definitely going to be okay. Obviously, there's a very like small percentage where he could maybe in the NICU or whatever, but that's just negative thinking, I think. I think for the most part, if they're born at 37 weeks, they are good to go. And it comforts me so much. I want this baby so bad. Obviously, I don't think I'm having him anytime soon, to be honest, but it's just so comfortable to know that I'm at the full term mark. I'm at the part where I'm watching people have their babies and they're healthy, chunky boys and girls, and they're so cute. So I'm just really happy. Every week is a shock to me, but 37 weeks is a really huge one. I can't believe I'm at the end of this pregnancy, basically. Anyway, so yeah, titles of today's title. My little thing here is full term, 37 weeks pregnant. Oh, I can't believe I might be 38 weeks pregnant too eventually. Oh, baby is the size of a canary melon. This might be a spaghetti squash though. Honestly, I couldn't find what I needed, so I just grabbed the thing that looked closest to it. Spaghetti squash, canary melon, either way, he's a big boy, okay? That's one of those stories, that he's a big boy. So I had a lot happening this week. I have so many things I can tell you guys about me, but I want to talk about the baby for right now. He is doing so good in here. He's my little pumpkin, and he is doing very well. Our NSTs have been going awesome. He should weigh 6.5 pounds, but honestly, I think he weighs more. I don't know. I just think I got myself a chunky baby in there. I don't think he's humongous, but I do think he's around 6.5 to 7 pounds, which is insane to think about. I heard that their weight tends to slow down a little bit now, so hopefully he's not like, you know, like 9 pounds in a couple weeks. But he should be around 6.5 to 7 pounds, and he should be around 19 inches long, which we'll find out soon enough. That's true, guys. We're gonna find out soon enough how tall he is. He is obviously still head down, which is awesome. He is still a very, very active baby. He still kicks and punches and rolls around in there like no other. Which is really reassuring for me. I love that he's still very active. They say sometimes when you hit this mark in your pregnancy that sometimes the fetal movement goes down. I do think that he has a lot of down moments, but when he's active, which is pretty normal. I think they're just like he's like sleeping or something. I don't even know. But I just know that he is very active, especially at night. He always passes the NSTs with his kicks, and even just now, he just had a big old fight in there, and now he's chilling. So it's very comforting for me that he's still very active, because when you hit 37 weeks, it's like I want him out so bad, but I like knowing also that he's healthy and that he's still growing and doing well, which is what it is right now, which is nice. I will say though that his kicks they feel like actual body parts now. I feel like I've said that before, but now it's just like, my goodness, I know that's a foot. When he kicks, I'm like, that is a foot, okay, and that's your butt, and that's like, I know exactly how he's positioned, I feel like. He always kicks on the right side over here, so his feet are always over here. He's always got his butt and back area over here, and he's always head down, and I'll feel little movements with his hands down below, but for the most part, it's those feetsies, man. I'm like, hey, put your feet back in. I always tell him, put your feet back in inside. I'm still every time he kicks, I'm like, there he is. There he is kicking. I'm still shocked every day, even though it's been happening for almost 20 weeks now. It's just still 20 weeks. I've been feeling him kick now for like 20 weeks, and still every day I'm like, there he is. Look, guys, look, there he is. Because it's just the best feeling in the world, and I don't think I'll ever get over it. I will tell you guys though that this week has been really tough for me. Pregnancy is getting so hard, and it's honestly, I know I sound like a broken record, but guys, it is tough. My body aches, my pelvic hurts. My shoulders hurt, my neck hurts, my belly hurts. I feel so heavy, it's ridiculous. I feel like my feet are kind of swollen a little bit. I'm feeling just a little a little big here, guys. But I did have a doctor appointment in NSTs, and I got some interesting news. So I think I've told you guys before that I was going to a doctor appointment, and I was actually going to get my cervix checked and everything, and I was really excited for this doctor appointment. I was having so many contractions. I had my NST, and I had like 5 contractions in 30 minutes. That's about 5 minutes apart almost. I was pretty stoked. I was like, oh my gosh, maybe she's gonna tell me I'm like having him soon, or that, you know, things are all going in the right direction. Maybe she's gonna tell me that this is it, to go straight to the hospital. And I went in, I got my cervix checked, and she told me that I was 0 centimeters dilated. Cervix was closed for business. She said my cervix was a little bit soft, but that for the most part, baby is not like engaged, and that my cervix was completely not dilated. It definitely really upset me when she told me that, because I kind of like had gotten in my head. I was like, I went to that NST and I was like, I think I'm gonna have him soon. Like it's so busy. That night before I had horrible back labor. It felt like back labor. I was up all night with it, and when I went there that morning, I really had in my head that I might actually be going into labor. And so when she told me that, I was a little bit like, oh, that's really sad. And when I say that, I was like, oh, that's really sad. Like, I literally walked down and I sobbed. I would cry because I was a little bit disappointed, and I guess I kind of got in my head that he might be coming a little bit earlier than expected, and I got a little bit excited for that. So after she told me that, I feel like I've wrapped my head around it, that I'm going to have an April baby. Or at least I'm going to tell myself that now, because I think living every day like your baby's coming, it kind of just messes up with your days. Like, the days are longer, they're harder, and you're constantly let down. And so from now on, I'm kind of having the mindset of, he's going to come in April, he's coming closer to his due date. He probably won't even come until you have to get induced and everything, Cassie. And so that's kind of my mindset now, and honestly, it's been going a lot better since then. I don't live every day going, this is it, he's coming. I go, no, 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 this is false labor. This is definitely not him coming. This is just my body's way of getting ready for him coming, but it's definitely not yet. I will not be going to the hospital until I know for sure that I'm in labor. Something else that really interesting that happened at that doctor appointment was that I am borderline high amniotic fluid. I'm right on the cutoff for really high amniotic fluid, which doesn't really mean too much for the baby, other than it means that I have a lot of fluid in my belly, which means that he still has a lot of room in there for like flipping, which I don't think he'll do. He's been head down for a long time now. I don't think he'll be flipping. But it also could be the reason that I'm having these false labor contractions that are catching it on the NSTs. All this excess fluid basically is just kind of like tricking my brain and my body into thinking that like I should have this baby, I think, which is why I'm having contractions all the time and like the back pains and whatnot. I think it's from all that excess fluid. With knowing all of that information too, I basically know now that these contractions, unless they're super painful, they just have to do, I think, with the amount of fluid I have. And I think having too much fluid is not really an issue at all, other than it might just make your labor more difficult. It might just make your labor harder, or it might just make you not know when you're going into labor until it's really time. Another thing that we did at my doctor appointment was that I actually got the Group B strep test, which I don't really know exactly what it is, but all I know is that I tested negative for it, that my numbers came back normal, which is awesome. I heard if you test positive, it just means you have to get like antibiotics and whatnot, but I tested negative, which is cool. I've heard it's really not that big of a deal though if you test positive, but it was just comforting that I don't have that to also do when I go into labor. And the last and final thing that I kind of talked about my doctor appointment was that I told you guys before that my doctor is really encouraging me to get induced around 40 weeks or before 40 weeks, and we officially are talking dates. This week at my 38-week appointment, I will be scheduling a date to be induced, which is crazy to think about. That basically would be like the confirmed date of when we'll be having the baby, kind of. Getting induced is not C-section. It's going to be inducing my labor, obviously. It's going to be where I go in, and they're going to start me on Pitocin and whatever things they need to do to get my labor kick started. And that's really crazy to think about, that I'll have an actual date put in the calendar. I have heard that those dates can waver, though, because if you are not like considered like almost like priority to women who are actually like in labor currently, they will like delay your induction, but it'll be really crazy to actually schedule a date. So next bump date, I'll have an actual date in place, and I'll probably have like an actual countdown for the baby basically. That would really comfort me too, is if I had an actual date to count down to, then I'll stop assuming he's coming now and I'll be like, no, he's coming on this date, and that day is the day that I can like really focus on. 37 weeks to me, guys, means we need to be ready for this baby in case he does come. And one of the things we did this week was we finished his nursery, and I am so happy and excited. You guys will see it in my next video, basically showing you guys like the final reveal of his nursery. It kind of basically is finished. We got his sign and all of his stuff together. So loud, so loud. And I absolutely have fallen in love with his room. I'm so excited. Basically now all we have to do to really get the rest of the house ready, or everything ready in general, is we still need to install a car seat base, and we need to like put up the pack and plays and whatnot. I also just want to get like our room ready a little bit more. Like I gotta bring his bassinet over and set up a little station for him. But honestly, I'm not really worried about a lot of that. I think I could do all that once he's here too. I do want to get his pack and play together and like the rockers, just because that would be like really fun for me to see. We'll probably do that once we like have a date set. I think Carlos and I will start getting really excited and probably get everything else set up. But this week our goal is to get the car seat base put in, because that's really important, and I don't want Carlos to have to be worrying about it when we have the baby all ready and like he has to run home and go do it. Yes, but like I said, guys, 37 weeks is awesome to be here, but I also just am really starting to struggle a lot more. Like honestly, like even like just like walking is starting to be so painful. My pelvic bones hurt so much. I go once a week to the chiropractor to get adjusted, and it does help, I think, quite a bit. But nothing takes away just the overall pain that I'm feeling, especially when I'm rolling around in bed or trying to get out of bed, when I get up from sitting too long, and just walking in general is just really hard. I don't know how these women do it. I see women on my little What to Expect app, and they're like, 38 weeks and I'm walking 4 miles to get this baby out of me. Like, you're walking 4 miles? I don't think it's true, because I cannot walk 4 miles right now, guys. I would die, and not to mention I'd have to pee so much. I don't know how they're doing it. I'm probably walking more like a mile or something. I don't keep track, but I do know that I'm walking quite a bit. On top of it, we go to the store, and I feel like I'm getting my walks in there also. But I'm definitely not walking 4 miles like these people. I do drink my red raspberry leaf tea. I drink that at least almost once a day. I would try to do it more, but it's not that good. I know there's lots of things that you can do to help labor progress and help kickstart your labor, but I also know that the baby's gonna come when the baby's ready to come, and that you could do all those things and nothing could happen, or you could do all those things and something could happen. It could just be a coincidence. And so for me, I do things that I think are like good for me, like I do the walking and my ball exercises, and I do like some of the yoga positions. But as for like the actual things you can do to kickstart labor, I don't feel like I take part in a lot of that, because I don't think it's actually gonna like help it. It might, but then I would just think it's a coincidence. It's just a coincidence that helped. Let me know what you guys think. My goal still, obviously, is I really want to make it to 38 weeks and 39 weeks, because I kind of just don't want to have my baby right now in the March that we're in. I kind of would love to have like an end of March baby and early April baby, so I'm still shooting for that. I'm still shooting for end of March, April baby. March 31st would be so cool, because that's Jimmy's birthday. I know Carlos's brother's birthday is on April 6th. Which I think is super cute as well. But at the end of the day, this baby is gonna come whenever he wants, and I don't think he's coming anytime soon right now. You guys will have to leave some comments down below about when you guys think he's coming. What's your guys' date do you think he's coming? Do you think I'll have a March baby or an April baby? Because I think I'm gonna have an April baby. I feel like I've gone back and forth a lot, but now knowing what I know and seeing how comfortable he is in here, I think I have an April baby coming. Also, if you guys haven't noticed, I do feel like I am dropping a lot more. My belly, I think, just keeps dropping. My chiropractor today told me, she's like, I think your belly looks different. Like, I think it looks different too. It's growing still out, but I think it's really going down. I definitely don't feel his kicks as much up in my ribs. That's some good news, I think. That's good news that he is doing what we need to do to have him. Anyways, guys, I think that's it for today's bump day. Again, I'm just so excited to be 37 weeks. It feels like every day is so slow, and every day is like taking forever, but we all are literally at the final stretch of this pregnancy. He will be here within a few weeks, and it's just so exciting. So when I got pregnant, I was like, all I want to do is just make it the full term, and I actually did it. So now it's just a waiting game, waiting for little man to come out when he's ready. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's bump date. Make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. Leave down some advice down below in comments. I love your guys' comments. And again, comment down below when you guys think I'm gonna have him. What do you guys think? What's your guys' prediction for a date? Let me know down below, and maybe you'll be right. Who knows? And I'll see you guys next week. Maybe. Who knows? What if he comes before that next bump date? Who knows? But maybe I'll see you guys next week at my 38-week bump date. Bye, guys.